you're here, and then you're a step down. No, that's half step. Da 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 da. And then, so ba da da da. So what scale we're dealing with is this is the 6th scale degree, 5, 4. And then those notes, you don't have to play them there, but ba da 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 da. Play that. Da 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 da. And then where's your root?
In this place.
Yeah, so come on. Yeah, there it is. Ba da 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 da. Da da. So you got ba da 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 da. 2 on that one. No, there's 2 on this one. Go to the 3rd. Oh, the 2nd. Yeah, the 2nd. Yeah, that's good. So let's listen to the. And then again, this is because everything else is going. Let's see. Here to stay. That's the line that we're doing. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Did you turn down? Turn down. Except that's 2 ba da da. Doesn't go to the root, it goes to the 2 there. That's the 1. So we're going to go to the 2. We're going to go. Okay, there you go. So you've got to figure out how you want to integrate that into your. Now, what chord are you going to play that over?
That's a good question, honestly. If I don't. I guess I could play it over an A if I'm having.
So what key are you in?
C.
Let's see here. Piano app on my phone doesn't work. So what am I doing? So play me the just play me chords to the song.
Okay.
For yesterday, so you gotta see. So it's yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. So what is this?
Like the interval?
Yeah, it's the interval, but what it is he's actually borrowing from jazz, and that's a 2-5-1.
Okay.
You know, it's a 2 diminished, and then a to the 1. So that's a 2 diminished to a 5 major to a 1. I mean, it's what they call a 2-5-1. It's actually we're 2-5-1ing
Right.
2A, which is the what of C.
2A and C?
What is A relative to C?
6.
And so what does that make it?
Like like in terms of chords, like a minor.
It makes it the relative minor.
Okay,
Like,
I
so
see.
yeah, right?
Yeah,
K is the relative minor of C major. So it's just a way for him to get to that. And then you've got so you've got a 4, 5, 1 coming up. And that's where we are in the song. Those are the chords you have to use for that descending line. So you need to put the first part over F, the second part over G.
Okay.
So if you hit an F, if you hit an F and then you go, right? So try that. So hit an F. Well, so boom, hit F, ba da da is where the G shows up.
Okay. So.
Right there, that's where the G shows up. So play G, some G stuff with that, and then you got to work out the rest of the finger stuff with that.
Okay.
So it's ball. It's F, ba da, G da da da.
Okay. So like.
Well, the other way you had it in a different shape where you were able to kind of walk around that. Da 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 da. It can't go ba da 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 da. It's gotta go ba da 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 da. So I like how you were starting to put it up there. So ba da 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 da. But you got to go down a half step there.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Ba da 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 da. You got two of those notes. Da da. Singing. Da da, two in a row. Ba da 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 da. No, you're playing it once, and I'm saying play the same note twice. Ba da da da, the very first note. Yep. Okay. And then you're back to 1.
Okay. Oh, is that for one?
No. We're still in C. So if it goes. Ba da 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 da. And then if you have so that's all kind of happening over C. You could do that. What you could land on an F inverted chord. You could land on an F inverted. Ba da 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 da. So I think what's important is when you're doing this stuff, and certainly if they gave you the same questions, like you should know like harmonically what you're doing, and that's like. I know the Nashville number system is all like Nashville-y, but still, knowing how chords function, that's right back to music theory, talking about 1s and 4s and 5s and sixes. They may talk about some of the inversions a little bit differently, but being able to harmonically analyze a song, you know, goes back hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Just using it the way they do in Nashville is different and a little bit more revolutionary, but understanding that you're playing, you know, a 1, then a 7 diminished, and then a 3 major, and then a 6, you know, and then a 4 and a 5. So this, and then our, and then that. Right, what I do. But yeah, I mean, knowing that they're going to know the source material. Now, where did the original guitar thing? This drum set looks like Mickey Dolenz drum set from the Monkees, where he had it, and it's so that bass, you know, like this. That's how like Mickey set it up on the Monkees. Funny that my son set it up this way. Like he was just grabbing stuff from all around the room. I'm like, yeah, thanks for grabbing the most expensive snare drum in the room and just grabbing it over here. Where did this arrangement come from?
My guitar teacher is like, he was in the 6 o'clock, and I like asked him like what I could do for like the audition. He like just said that this would be a good idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea.
Yeah.
It is. He's right.
Yeah.
It is a good idea. But again, it's a good idea that comes with caveats and
Right, yeah.
conditions that, like, you know, if you're doing an original song's a great idea,
Right.
and then, like, you know, they go, wow, that was really nice, but they have no frame of reference.
Right.
With this, they have I mean, I'm some drummer,
Right.
you know, like, you know, that just happens to have a marimba in his basement, and all of a sudden I'm going, well, the melody is missing, and that's the kind of stuff they're gonna. So is he helping you work this out?
Yeah, he showed me this last Saturday. And
Good,
I've just been, like,
good.
trying to learn it in my free time.
Well, I mean, I feel pretty strongly that we should make sure that, you know, that melody stays pretty close there, because it was really missing.
Okay.
So let's listen to what you've got. Forget that, you got that stuff on tape,
Yeah.
so we can go over that.
Right.
Let's listen to, continue on, listen to what you got.
Okay. I will say, like there's like 4 chunks of it. I'm pretty good on 3 of those chunks.
Uh-huh.
The last chunk I'm a little.
Okay,
iffy on.
well, let's check out the chunks you got.
Okay.
Right. So I'm assuming you'll have that. Play the next chunk. Why she...
Sorry, I'm kind of nervous.
So let me continue on the question of, so where did this arrangement come from? Did he create this, or is this something that was passed down to him?
Passed it down.
Okay. I think in the passing process, as it gets passed from him to you, some of the things, obviously it's a cool arrangement.
Yeah.
And you know what, maybe the guitar player there might even be familiar with what you're doing, like specifically going, oh yeah, that's so-and-so's arrangement, which might be a recorded version. I think still there's an issue there where when you get too far away from the melody,
Right.
revoicing stuff is fine, and there's a lot of revoicings that's going on that are really cool. But I would definitely revisit the original,
Okay.
listen to the original, understand it. I would also, what if the live guitar teacher said, cool, I'm gonna play the chords, I want you to solo over this.
I'm maybe.
Well, I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you don't know the chords.
Right, yeah.
If you knew the chords, then I'd say maybe or yes. So you need to know the chords to this thing, like, I mean, in the way that I'm telling you right now. This is a C. So the first chord C, play it. And then you've got this B diminished. And then you have an E major. And then you have an A minor. Then you have an F, G, and then I think you have a B flat sus4, or excuse me, a C sus4. So sus4 to a C, which walks down to it's an A, but it's an A with excuse me, it's a G with a B in the bass, so it's a G first inversion chord. And then to the A. And then back to the 3. No, it's a 2. Yeah, so we got 6 to 2 major to 4 1 1, and that's those are the chords.
Okay.
I think they want to figure out how you play guitar,
Right.
but they're also trying to figure out what kind of musician you
Right.
are.
Yeah.
And so being able to understand this piece that you're playing, because they can say, okay, let me play the chords, and I'll solo.
Right.
And you know, it's the difference between whether you're parroting, you know, some arrangement that you heard, but you don't have any frame of reference,
Right.
like an 8-year-old that's been told to give a political speech that they have no frame of reference for. They're just told to tell the speech, and they go, well, why do you feel that way? Well, I don't know. I'm just telling you what my dad told me, you know. In this case, we want to be able to know the chords we're playing. We just went through them, and it would be cool to be able to solo over that.
Yeah.
You know, and if you've got some experience with soloing in a jazz and blues setting, then all of a sudden you're, you know, you know, so you're working in, you know, in and around those chords, and I think having a better understanding of the source material is going to help you. I would definitely consider altering the melody there, so that, well, I should say, let me rephrase that. I would consider restoring the melody there, because I think it's through the game of telephone, I think that there's been a little bit lost there. And I'm sure your guitar teacher is probably very familiar with Yesterday, but and who knows, maybe the original is where it's missing. And I mean, the original guitar version.
Right.
I was listening to Somewhere Over the Rainbow by the big Hawaiian guy that passed away. Have you heard that version of it? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. But the story goes that he went into the studio